know you revel in the tough selections, but is there a sense of relief?
There's a sense of excitement, as in we've got a team, you know. When I first started with Lions duties, I was on my own and trying to build it up. From how we get to this point, there's been an interesting process, you know, trying to get the people on board that help you get a plan together, a schedule together, and then ultimately it comes down to today, where those people that are going to bring that plan alive and the schedule alive, who can cope with it and own it, etc. And that's the process that we've been through.
And in front of a live audience for the first time, how did you find that? You were getting instant reaction as the names were read out?
It was great. I really enjoyed it. I think it was nice and relaxed, a nice way of doing stuff to hear the fans cheering there, and the interaction with the players and past captains, and it's still going on in there for the live audience now as I speak to you. So it's a fantastic way of doing it, and I'm sure they'll do it again.
Let's start with your captain then. I wrote down what you'd said on stage before you brought Maro out. You said, the beacon, the leader, outstanding at his profession, but also at how he makes others feel. So tell us, why is Maro Itoje the man for the job?
Because of all that. I wouldn't have said it if he wasn't. He leads it. A good leader, especially in this type of tour, has to lead in many different sorts of ways. By his actions first and foremost, because it's very hard to follow if you don't back up what it is that you're saying, and he definitely does that first and foremost. But he's a calm, influencing type of fella that people will naturally follow, because he's got a good manner about him, good way about him, but because he's able to do it all himself as well, you know. So he cares. He's got a feel for people in general, but putting all that together with the performances that he's had whilst being captain is a nice package.
Can you tell us about when you delivered the news to him? Because he shared a very funny story about an Irish phone number and a Wigan accent.
An Irish phone number and a Wigan accent, and I was trying to do things the right way by knowing what time Maro was going to finish training on Tuesday, because I had to deliver the news to him, the good news to him on Tuesday. So I wanted to know. I phoned Mike McCall up there at Saracens to find out when training was over, asking could Maro miss training to be here today, etc. But I wanted to make sure that he was away from his teammates so we could have some time alone to think and reflect and etc. So I thought that's going to be 3 o'clock, and at 3 o'clock I was in the airport coming over here. And I phoned him up, and I soon realised that the signal wasn't too good. But he knew it was me because I said it was me. I had to put the phone down and ring him back. So to say it was a bit of an anticlimax, I'm sure at that stage he knew that I wanted to ask him some question anyway. So bit of an anticlimax, but anyway, we got there in the end.
You talked about wanting people who can set standards. One person we know who can set standards is Owen. I wonder how close was Owen in terms of his involvement, because his CV speaks for itself. How far off was he?
Yeah, the experience and all of that, and I think you find it where people are at, and it's not just Owen. There's a few people in the same boat who are trying to find themselves back to fitness, back to health, etc.